today's video I want to talk a little bit about an important piece to actually playing golf, and that's learning how to control your ball flight. So right here I've got a club face, or a club head, and something I learned from one of my mentors, Mike Malaska, is how to teach people how this relates to what their hands are doing. So one of the things he does is he'll have you put a club face in your hand, and you can feel, if I want to turn it to the left, that's left. I want to turn it to the right, that's right. Low, high. Really easy way to feel what the face is doing. So same thing here, left, right, high, low. Okay, now how does that relate to actually swinging the club? Well, take the club head out of my hands, put the grip in my hands, so now I can feel the same thing. So left, right, high, low. Okay, now if I want to be able to hit those shots, it's great that I know what my hands are doing, but my body has to accommodate in order to make the shot work, okay? So let's just walk through what I mean. So if I want to hit a shot that's abnormally low, so I take my setup, and I know I've got to get my hands up here like this. Well, if my hands are up here like this, and my body's in its normal position, I can't reach the ball. So how do I get my hands up there and still be able to reach the ball? Pretty good question. So a lot of it has to do with what my body does. So in order to get the handle of the club more forward, what I've got to do is I've got to stay more in flexion and have more rotation in my body. Now you can see I've got the handle forward and I can hit the ball. So if I'm standing up, not possible, okay? Now let's talk about the high shot. So if I want to hit one that goes high, well, I know I've got to get the club head more in line with, so the shaft's going to be more in line with my hands. So am I going to be as rotated out of the way and as down? Probably not unless I'm tipping back. So if I want it to go high, I'm going to be letting the club pass me a little sooner. I'm not going to stay in flexion as long and have as much rotation. Okay? So I'm going to hit one of each of those. So first I'm going to hit a little low shot. So I'll drive this one out there, and you can see my setup, the ball's still forward. To hit it low, I don't really make that much of a change, but what you'll see is a difference in the way I move. So you'll be able to see on video that ball was a low bullet. Okay, now I'm gonna, and you can see I didn't take much divot, so it was pretty shallow, low with a nice shallow strike. Now I'm gonna hit this one high. So same ball position, but you'll be able to see on video the difference in the trajectory. So now that one went way high in the air. Okay? So we'll be able to see the difference in what I've done there. So to hit the low one, I'm staying in flexion a lot longer. The shaft's going to be leaning a lot more forward. To hit the high one, I'm going to be extending earlier and letting the angles out a little earlier. Okay, now, how do we control draws and fades? Well, for me, I do it mostly with path. So my face has to match up with what I want the path to do. So if I want to hit a little fade, first thing I do is I aim the face just slightly left of target, and then I align my body just slightly more to the left than that. So it'll look like my body's aimed a fair bit to the left of where I'm trying to hit it, and then I'm just going to swing the club along my body lines. And I'm going to make sure I don't roll the face over. And so that should produce a shot that goes out there and cuts, and that was perfect. Okay, so now how do I hit a draw? Now I do the draw a little different. So when I want to hit a draw, rather than lining my face up to the right and aiming my body off to the right, that will produce a draw, but for me that'll produce an overdraw, and it'll produce kind of a low hooky draw. So what I do is I just align my face fairly normally, and my body fairly normally, but my ball position's a little more back in my stance. And now all I feel like I do is I make my path go a little more to the right, and I let the club release, and that should produce a normal trajectory draw. And it sure did.